Hi GoPro, this is my first video doing with the light, with everything, just to check it out. It's not bad actually. Yeah, today I wanted to make a little vlog about dating. I realized that dating really is exciting because number one, it helps me feel 1,000 sensations roughly, a lot of feelings. And from my experience with dating, I realized that it's important to have, most importantly, a good tribe around you. Lots of good friends, friends you can talk to, you can trust. And I realized that when I started dating again recently, I noticed that I started attracting a lot of people into my life again. I started become I started realizing who I am as a person, that I'm extroverted, that I enjoy the company of other people. I enjoy just spending time with other human beings, being able to laugh, feel, and just feel a sense of community. That's what it is. I think for me, that's what I'm looking for. And if I were to define what dating actually is for me, is being able to put myself out there, being vulnerable, which takes a lot of bravery, a lot of self-forgiveness, a lot of, hey, sometimes things don't work out. And that happens sometimes where no matter how much, we show up as a person, we may appear as not enough to another person. And that's okay, because that's actually part of the dating process, is what I realized. And yes, there are definitely ups and downs when it comes to dating. There's no like 100% happiness all the time. The feeling of being in love and just having the feel good chemicals is, it's such a nice feeling. It's fleeting, of course. It doesn't last the whole time, and it's especially tough when feelings are not reciprocated. And it's okay. It's all part of the process of dating and learning about ourselves. I think one of the most significant things that I can pass along to people is that the dating apps that people use nowadays, that there is a concern that I had about it, because it's just like in social media where we post a description of ourselves, we post images of ourselves, and when we see ourselves in this form of an avatar, we no longer are able to express what it is that who we really are before we meet someone, because that even before the encounter, you already have that person's profile, you already have a sense of how they communicate, or at least how they write. At least you only get part of the picture, you don't really get the whole picture of the person. And I realized that because dating apps only show part of a person, the problem that it can cause is for people to see only parts of each other, parts of themselves. And it's really hard for people to show up as whole people when only a part of them is represented in the profile. And maybe the expectation that, hey, how come you're not that person that I read? You're not that person that I saw in the picture. You're not the person who talked to me like this in this way in a text message. How come you're not as social, or you're not as the way that I perceive you to be? These expectations get created even before meeting with a person. I realize now that it's really tough in the dating world because of the new app. Yes, have people have had success with it? Yes. Have people had experiences where there is no success, and also it creates issues of self-image, self-confidence, self-awareness, and just this lack of being able to just not judge someone until you meet them. That's my biggest fear of dating apps in general, is that it creates this sense that I'm gonna judge you, either yes or no. If I say yes to you, it's for these XYZ reasons. If I say no to you, it's for these XYZ reasons. But that's not what life is about, actually. Life is actually about more than that. Just because you don't feel a certain way romantically towards another person, it doesn't mean that you cannot be friends with them. You cannot show kindness to them. You can't treat them as a human being. I think that's what's missing, the humanity part of dating. Whatever happened to, hey, look, I don't really see you as a romantic partner, but I do see you as someone I can talk to, as a friend. Is that something you would be interested in? just being able to let people go instead of ghosting and things like that. I think that's one of the biggest gaps that I'm starting to realize from my previous relationships, from my friendships that I've had. It has taught me that, this part person paradigm, this belief that, hey, I expect you to be like this. If you're not like this, then you're not perfect, then you're not what I'm looking for. This sense of just make just an unrealistic expectation of how reality works. I think that when two people are interested in one another, maybe there's an initial attraction that brings the two together, and then it takes time to unfold for each individual to learn about one another. That's what I think. Yeah, thank you. This is what I wanted to share with you today, and I also wanted to test out my new GoPro to see what it's like. And so far, so good. Let's take a look at the video footage in a second. Okay, take care.